Stay tuned and let's take a look at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 The Secret of the Ooze Super Shredder. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we continue taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 The Secret of the Ooze figures from NECA. And today we have the Super Shredder. So you don't actually see him on the front of the box. You see the silhouettes of Toka and Razor. Review is on the channel of these two right now. And then of course the turtles in the middle with the cracked mutagen bottle, because that's exactly what happens to the Shredder at the end of that second movie. He turns into the Super Shredder. So there he is in the packaging. I apologise if my lights are shining, but I'll get him open in a second. There he is on the picture, and there he is in the box with all his accessories around him. So I recently rewatched the film. I loved it as a kid, super nostalgic. It doesn't quite hold up as good as the first one, but it still holds a special place in my heart. And the Super Shredder, he's only in it for a little bit right at the end, but he's very imposing, very memorable, and yeah, very happy to be adding this guy to the shelf. So he comes with his big spear, and then of course the mutagen bottle, which I quite liked. I loved getting them in the Playmates figures as a kid as well, so I like that's a nice touch that we're getting them now. But yeah, interchangeable hands, all of that good stuff. But there he is in the window box packaging. I'll get him open, but let's close that back up with a little Velcro. On the back, we're seeing the picture of the Super Shredder, and I love that NECA actually put pictures of him posed up like he is in the movie, so you can recreate those scenes on your display, on your shelves. Yeah, looking forward to getting this one open. So without further ado, let's do it. Pow! And here we have the Super Shredder out of the packaging with all his accessories on the table. And this guy is massive. Let's see exactly how tall he is with the tape measure. So there you can see the helmet goes to about over 9 inches, and even the head sits at about 8.5 inches. So this guy is definitely going to tower over your turtles and look imposing, as he should, as he is the Super Shredder. His accessories are interchangeable hands. He comes with a spear that we never actually seen the Super Shredder hold, but this is a nice accessory you can use with your original Shredder as well. And then he also comes with a bottle of the mutagen. And that's what happens at the end of the film. Shredder drinks a little vial. He doesn't drink this, but he drinks a little vial of the mutagen and turns into the Super Shredder. Now, I'm not too sure how it made his armor all go big as well, as that doesn't make sense, but still, we ignore logic in the Turtles films, and yeah, we get the Super Shredder. So he's big, imposing, he comes with a cape, and yeah, this is looking very good. So let me move these accessories out the way, and let's take a closer look at the Super Shredder. Kevin Nash, is that you behind the mask? It may well be. Look at those beady eyes you can see behind the helmet. Very creepy. He looks very bugged out. I guess that's what happens when you take a vial of mutagen. Again, I don't quite understand how it buffed up his armor, but still, it is the Super Shredder after all. Now, these are quite spiky, and I like the blade on his helmet. Look at that, with the great sort of chain link metal there for the helmet, and yeah, the bugged out eyes. So yeah, this is looking very good. And now his whole suit is like purple with his new muscles all sculpted in there very nicely. And again, it means his sort of blades on his forearms are all buffed up as well, and again, even down to his shoes, you get these new blades that stick out quite far. Now, the articulation on this guy is very nice. Let me spin him around and I'll show you the cape is actually embedded under the armor, which is fine. There's no bendy wire or anything like that. It just sits, but it sits very nicely, to be fair. Like, it sits how it should. So the articulation is very nice as well. You're definitely going to be able to get this guy in some good poses. Now, as always with NECA products, I advise heating up the joint, and you should be fine. So let me move them out of the way. And again, you can see all the sort of abs on him. And then all the muscle definition down here on the legs. So it's purple because his suit or his costume was purple, but then it has the sort of dark outlines to sort of show off the muscles that sort of came to play after he took the mutagen. Now, Super Shredder is actually only in the film for like a couple of minutes, and he seems to have gone a little bit crazy as he sort of destroys himself. It sort of just makes that sort of bridge fall on top of him, and then that's the end of the Super Shredder. So it's a memorable scene, but and he looks more imposing than he actually does damage on the actual film, if you know what I mean. But still, we don't see Shredder again after that. I can't remember the third film too much, but I don't think it's about Shredder. But yeah, memorable scene, and definitely worthy of an action figure. We did get it in the Playmates days as well. But let's check out the articulation. So the arms will go all the way up to about 90, to be fair. So as I said, heat up the joints, but the arms go to 90, and the shoulder pads are spiky, and they do stick out, but the arm will sort of just sit behind it, if that makes sense, if you can see what I mean. So you can still get the arm to 90 as it sort of sits behind the spike. And again, arms will go down, and there is like a double joint there. You just have to be careful. But look at that, really good range on the double joint. And again, that's both hands. So you can get him literally touching his jaw. So that's a very nice range on the double joint. And then the abs here sort of is a top diaphragm sort of ball. So there's movement, but then there's also a ball joint down at the waist as well, behind the belt. So you can get him in some nice poses. Now, we don't see Super Shredder do too much in the film, but he is a ninja after all. So I guess you can work it and get him in some decent poses. Down to the legs, again, you can see those double knees, and the double knees work very well as well. Look at that. Very, very good. Again, the second one, and you can see the double knee there. So again, great articulation for such a big figure. It does really do a good job. He stands up on his own, doesn't need much help. Very easy to get into a decent pose. So yeah, as I said, doesn't really do much in the movie, just at the end there, but still makes for a great action figure. So let's check out some of his accessories. First, we get another bottle or vial or sort of canister of the TGRI, the mutagen. As I said, that is what makes the turtles, and also the Super Shredder. And also, let's go through his hands. So on the figure, you get a set of 50 hands, but he has a couple of pairs. So he also comes with the set of open palm hands, and these work out very nicely as well, because at the end of the film, when you think Shredder's no more and the turtles celebrate, say Calabunga, you see this hand poke up through the wood, and yeah, Super Shredder is still alive. So yeah, you get a pair of open palm hands, which work very nicely for posing. But you also get a set of gripping hands, and they are for a very specific purpose. So let me just pull this out a little bit. And as I said, here's his spear. So we don't actually see Super Shredder hold the spear, but we do see Shredder hold the spear. So again, this is just use your imagination. This is what could have been. And again, this spear is very nice. Just silver. Looks sharp though. It won't even focus for me, but you know what I mean. Then it's black handle, and then another sort of spike there at the end. So yeah, very nice design, and Shredder holds that. And now the Super Shredder can hold it as well, like so. And now Super Shredder can hold the spear, no problem at all. And this definitely makes for some cool, intimidating poses. So I'm liking that a lot. Again, use your imagination. He does look cool with the spear, so I'm glad that they've added it. So yeah, those gripping hands are for the spear, and you can pry them open, but again, warm up the hands, warm up the joints, as it was a little bit tough getting the hands out and swapping them. But yeah, he looks great with the spear, and again, you can do that. You can just hold the spear with one hand, get some posing, and he does have one more interchangeable hand for his left hand, I believe, and it is, again, has a purpose. It is for holding that mutagen canister. So yeah, you get a hand so we can specifically hold the mutagen canister, which is a nice look. So if I zoom out a minute, now Shredder never actually posed like this in the film. Again, he doesn't have the spear, and you don't see the Super Shredder holding the canister. I think the scientist actually gets the last canister and walks off at the end of the film. Shredder uses a little vial that he had on his belt. But still, this makes for a nice pose. And again, it's your toy shelf. Use your imagination. What could have been? But yeah, definitely makes for a cool, imposing action figure for your turtle shelf. And as I said, the Super Shredder is memorable all the same. And it's worth having a full-length shot of this guy as well. Look at that, holding the canister with his spear. Again, use your imagination. It didn't actually happen, but we can pretend it did, and will definitely make for a nice piece on your display, no doubt. So again, the cape, I didn't really mention much about the cape. As I said, it is attached to the back, and there's no articulation in it, and it's very nicely done. It drapes very nicely over. It's the perfect length. So it's all black on the inside, and then on the back, it's just a sort of bit shiny, got a bit of silver thread in there, if you will. But it sits nicely, doesn't get in the way or anything like that. It just sort of drapes how it should, and you can get the Super Shredder in some very nice poses. So let's do some comparisons. First up, let's look at Tokka and Razor. Now again, by the time Shredder takes the mutagen in the film and we see Super Shredder, Tokka and Razor have already demutated back to being a wolf and a snapping turtle. So this again is what could have been. Imagine if they did this before they attacked the turtles, and they may have stood a chance at beating them, but in the end it wasn't to be. But as you can see, you thought these two were big. Now the Super Shredder towers above these. So again, these just make for a fun display if you're a fan of turtles. These are some great action figures, no doubt some of the best of 2020. I'm very happy to be adding them to the shelf now in 2021. So yeah, Tokka, Razor, Super Shredder, NECA, bravo. And if you didn't think Super Shredder was big before, here he is compared to the previous NECA Shredder. Now, look how tall and imposing and towering he is over the Shredder. That is crazy. This Shredder looks like a child next to this guy. So yeah, this scales perfectly with the turtles. But again, the Super Shredder is just so big and powerful. It's crazy that he wasn't more of a threat in the film. But yeah, just as an action figure, he is such a tall, imposing, I know I keep saying the same words, but look at the guy, he's massive. Here's the Super Shredder compared to some foot soldiers as well. And again, just looks massive. And then finally, here we have Super Shredder compared to some turtles. We have the best turtle here on the left with Donatello, and then Michelangelo holding a pizza. And again, these don't look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These look like baby mutant turtles compared to the Super Shredder. He is massive again compared to these guys, but very accurate to what it was from the film. And if you really think about it, the turtles never actually defeated Super Shredder. He was sort of an idiot and made that bridge fall on himself. So he defeated himself in the end. So yeah. So, final thoughts, this Super Shredder is definitely too heavy for my rotating base, I tell you that. But still, I just wanted to show you from a 360 degree how good this action figure really is. I know the Super Shredder never lasted long from the film, but wow, now we have him accurately represented on our shelf forever and more. Honestly, really good. The blades, the cape, it sits so nicely. The articulation, the paintwork, bravo, they've done a great job and will definitely find a nice spot on my display and look imposing as he should have been amongst the turtles and all. So as always, people, you let me know what you think of the Super Shredder and the Turtles line in general in the comments below. Are you all in for the movies? Did you like the second movie? I know it's a controversial subject. Did you like the first, the second, the third? Do you like them all? Let me know in the comments below. Always curious to hear your thoughts as always. And if you want to help the channel grow, then you know what to do. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much, much appreciated. And as always, if you want to support me that little bit more, contribute to the channel, you can do that on Patreon. Links in the description. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, people, my name is Dan W. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. Links in the description and on the screen. But I shall see you on the next one.